now. Sir Walter Raleigh introduced it to Britain in 1586, and it's been a staple food here for more than 300 years. But the potato continues to amaze us, with over 80 varieties grown commercially in the UK. The latest to hit our supermarket shelves has been the Purple Majesty, developed by scientists from Colorado and grown in Scotland by leading potato grower Albert Bartlett. But one variety that has been grown in Scotland since the early 1900s is the Salad Blue. Cooking with the Salad Blues for us today is Shaun Alpine-Crabtree from the Table Cafe in London. Shaun, thank you very much for joining me today.
Hi there.
First of all, for those of us who don't know what it is a Salad Blue potato?
It is a potato that was developed by the Victorians back in the 1900s. They absolutely loved fiddling around with fruit and vegetables, and the potato was one that worked particularly well. The Salad Blue was developed from a series of other potatoes, and it gave this quite majestic colour to it.
Excellent. So is that them there?
That is them there,
Have a little
absolutely.
look. Let's have a little close-up.
Yep.
So if we can have a little look what's inside.
Absolutely. Well, I suppose that's what makes the potato quite special on the outside, quite ordinary potato, really. And then you open it up, and you get that.
Ooh.
Quite extraordinary. Very bright, vibrant colours.
You can see that, definitely. And what are we going to be making with these today?
Well, I'm going to be taking the ordinary potato salad and elevating it to something extraordinary.
Very interesting. Now, I can see that obviously the potatoes are boiling there. So
Absolutely.
what do we do with those?
Well, basically what we're going to do is we start off by taking our potatoes, giving them a really good scrub. They come fresh out of the ground, and the earth actually provides a really decent little insulator for them and keeps them really fresh. So that's why they are covered in dirt. Give them a good scrub with a scrubbing brush.
No peeling?
That's the beauty of this whole thing.
Fantastic.
It's about as simple as it gets, very little instruction. Keep your potatoes about the same size, that does help. Pop them into some water, cover them with water, no salt at this stage.
Okay.
Bring them up to boil as I have here, and then turn it all the way down to a gentle simmer.
Right.
And then you're cooking probably for about 8 minutes from the point at which it boils.
Okay.
That then will get them to a point where if you take your knife and put them through the potato, it'll still feel quite firm to the touch, but it'll come out quite easily as well.
Okay, so nice and soft inside. Okay, right, so what are we gonna put with the potatoes?
Well, I've got a couple of ingredients. I wanted to keep this simple, and I also wanted to move away from the classic heavy mayonnaise-rich one that you're used to. So we've got a couple of slightly unusual ones. I'm using banana shallots over there. Banana
shallots, okay.
Absolutely.
What's the difference between them and the normal ones?
Well, it's basically that. It's a banana-shaped shallot. It's slightly less acidic than your ordinary small little shallot. The thing is, it's a little bit sweeter, so what I wanted here was a little textural component, but something that sort of adds something, a little bit of depth to the salad itself.
Fantastic. And what else have we got there? So we've got the cut-up shallots there.
Absolutely, those all finely chopped, and we've got some flat-leaf parsley here. Again, just a really nice light element to the whole thing, and just lift it a little bit. Finally, I suppose the secret ingredient out of the whole thing over here is this. This is seaweed. It's a mixture of different seaweeds. It starts off looking a little bit like dried tea. So little black bits and pieces. What we do is we cover it with cold water. 8 to 10 minutes later, it reconstitutes as this stuff.
It looks very different from the normally seen like Chinese restaurants and stuff, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And the great thing is it's less salt in it. So
fantastic. Now, are these potatoes ready? Can we start making our salad now?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Couldn't be easier. So what I'm going to do is grab a bowl here.
And doesn't matter what order you put everything in, or can you just chuck it all in together?
Absolutely not. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically gently lift my potatoes out.
Mind your fingers.
I'm going to try to, but
obviously you might be better with using an oven glove there.
Absolutely. I suppose the beauty of this is that it is something so simple, and it's one of those things that when it comes to the table, you've immediately got a talking point to it because nobody's seen it before.
Exactly. And can you do anything else with these salad potatoes?
Absolutely. You know, if your potato salad doesn't quite work out, and you say, for instance, go and get stuck in front of the telly, watching the Loft, say, for instance, you might. It goes a little bit floury, a little bit of butter, a little bit of cream, whip it all together, and suddenly you have, you know, the most beautiful purple mash, quite extraordinary.
And a talking point as well.
Absolutely. Grandma will be a little bit terrified, but it's delicious.
And doesn't matter how many potatoes you do, you know.
No, look, you know,
I've
got about 8 or 12 potatoes in this one for us, so that's basically it.
Right, so we just chop them up, do we? Doesn't matter if they're really neat or anything?
No, I mean, I'm just going to slice them in. As you can see, there's the potato, and I'm just going to slice them straight into the bowl.
It's a great colour, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, I suppose that's the great thing about them. One of the reasons I kept them whole was to preserve the colour. If you do peel them or slice them beforehand, they lose some of this incredible vibrancy to them. The other thing is that when we pop them in like this, the oil that we're going to put into it works far better with a warm potato.
And why are they, you know, this colour? You know, what makes
Basically,
them so
what
unique?
it is that the colour that that you see on here is what we are now interested in mostly, which is antioxidants.
Oh, yes.
So that's, you know, it's the same sort of thing, the same thing that colours red wine, for instance, and that's where we're interested in because of the health-giving properties that this has. So it sort of does a double job.
Fantastic. So what else are we going to put in them now?
Right, so we've gone there. So now we're going to pop in some of our shallots.
And depending on how much you fancy, really, isn't it?
I'm a shallot lover, so I'm going to get a bit generous there.
Okay.
Again, it's really up to your own taste. I wouldn't worry too much.
Fantastic.
Fat leaf parsley, all I've done here is I've picked it. I make sure there's no stem in it, so it's a little less bitter. Again, don't chop it. You're just tearing the leaves straight into the salad. Again, you know, it comes down to your own personal taste, but that's
so easy, isn't it?
It is. It's
so
really
easy.
simple.
Even I can do this.
Absolutely. Anybody
and right, what's left?
Lastly, we're going to take our seaweed. Now, what I've done is I'm just going to drain it out here. I'm going to pop it onto the chopping board. And I'm going to put my knife through it nice and easily. I'm just going to dry my hands.
OK, well, I'm absolutely starving. I didn't have any lunch today, working so hard here.
Well, this is going to fill you up and it's going to be good for you. Perfect.
Excellent. Now, what is this lovely looking can here that we've got?
Well, it's my favourite thing at the moment. It's what Philip Stark's doing in his retirement. He might shoot me for saying he's retired, but basically what he's done is he's taken over an olive grove in Andalusia in Spain and producing this quite extraordinary olive oil, incredibly aromatic, really beautiful. And this is a great place to show off your olive oil. You know, the stuff that you were given for Christmas? Now's the time to use it.
Excellent.
So what I'm going to do is straight in. I'm a great fan of this stuff. It's great for your heart. I wouldn't worry too much.
I'm not worried.
Straight in there. Now, you'll notice I haven't used any salt at this point. We're going to save it to the end because we've got the seaweed, which is acting as our agent there. So that's all tossed through. Use a little bit of Maldon.
So then you put a little bit of salt in.
Yeah. And I'm just going to lightly dress it there.
Excellent. Right, let's give it a good quick stir and then dish it up because I cannot wait to taste.
Fantastic. So I've got my bowl here.
Lovely.
It is.
Wow, look at that.
Instant talking point and delicious.
It is really, isn't it? It looks fantastic.
Excellent.
And it smells great as well, actually.
Fantastic.
And my fork is ready.
Excellent.
Here we go. Let's have a little try. I'll also have a little tiny piece. I'll try and get a bit of the seaweed.
Please do.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming along and sharing this really, excuse me, fantastic recipe. Now, you can watch Shaun cook this amazing dish all over again and find details of the recipe by logging onto our website, www.theloft-nfts.co.uk. And just to remind you, the potatoes that we've been cooking with here are actually available from Sainsbury's, so go and buy them. They're delicious.